And we're back in the garage. And today we are doing some suspension work. We are on today's episode. We are going to focus on the rear end. We got a couple of pieces for the front end as well, but we are rebuilding the entire rear end. So we have new knuckles with all NISMO bushings. So we have both. We have new bearings with hubs. And then we have for the front, we're going to do just these bushings, both the lower control arms and the bushings themselves, the ones that mount to the frame. These are so. This is front. This is rear. Then we have our balance set bar, which is a strengthener. So basically, what this is just a bunch of um, little metal brackets that make the subframe stronger. We have that. We have our friends over at SPL that actually make the NISMO opera control arm that's adjustable. During GTR Fest, they were having a sale, so I bought these during GTR Fest. We have the lower link set and the upper control arm as well. All NISMO, ready to go. So we're going to be tackling that today. We're also going to be installing something else, but it's not here yet. So when it comes in, we'll show it. Until then, let's get this going. We got to get the wheels off. We got the car jacked already. Wheels got to come off, and we'll start on the back. We got to bleed the brakes, get all the fluid out of the system. So let's do that. All right, we got the wheel off. This is what things look like right now. We had done a rebuild on this brake, so everything looks pretty good. What we're going to be tackling is removing. We got to unbolt the caliper, put that to the side, and then unbolt all the arms. Get this nut out so that we can push in the axle and be able to remove the rotor, knuckles, and start bolting things back up. But this is kind of what it looks like before we do anything, and then we'll do a shot after you got all the stuff in here. So let's get to it. All right, we're back. We got all of the control arms, everything out. We're stacking things up here. So here's the knuckle, hub and bearing, lower arm, upper arm, adjustable arm. I guess this is the camber arm. Doesn't have a lot of adjustment. It's just one bolt. So here are the new ones. We got the NISMO that replaces this one, which is basically the same thing. But the good thing about these are reinforced. It's just bent metal, sheet metal, but these don't have that. Plus, they got new bushings, right? These bushings are cooked. Look at this. So here's the replacement one for that one. Same thing. It's reinforced. New bushings. Here's something that you have to do. So the bushing here has this little plastic spacer. These new ones don't come with it. You have to take this out. It goes back on like that. I use my vise with a tie rod remover to basically pull it out. Pretty easy. But yeah, so now what we're going to do is set this up, take these out because we needed to basically remove the this piece of junk. We're going to clean this up and probably spray it because when I cut this down, it looked like a beaver cut it. So I'm going to clean this up. But you do need to run this again because this is how the e-brake wire mounts to the knuckle. So you have to use this at the very least. Use the hard this area. You don't really need that anymore. Since we're going to be running eventually some bigger brakes. But anyways, So this is where we are. So let's keep going. Something I forgot to mention. So our friends over at SR Auto Source or Autoworks in the UK, they sell these wonderful. Oh, look at all these colorful peanuts. They sell these wonderful hardware kits for subframe stuff. So here are all new OEM style hardware to replace um, like the original hardware that's in there. So this is super cool. We got the full kit. So we'll be using that plus all the new parts. So let's get it. All right, quick update. So we got this side done. Well, kind of done because, well, we'll tell you what happened. So here's the other side. And this is basically done. I just got to torque the front. I just finished cleaning up the e-brake components. They were very dirty, so we cleaned those up. And the reason we're not done on the other side, well, the funny story is because I forgot to put the grease seal. So we have to take the knuckle back out and put the seal on. We just installed this one on that one. So this one's set up the right way. So this is part of the journey. I wanted to show you that not everything always goes perfect. All right, so here's how this side looks. We got the these bars. Basically, they're like braces for the cross member, or not the cross member, for the subframe. We got the new NISMO arm, lower arm, upper arm, and then SPL control arm. We got a towel here because we dinged the paint on the other. We chipped the paint on the other side, so that kind of sucks. So what we have to do now is we have to basically torque these guys. These are the SR all new hardware, so you can see clean hardware, looking really fresh. So this hardware kit is from SR Autoworks, really good stuff. But anyways, so we gotta install the e-brake cable. We got all the components right here. They're cleaned up, ready to go on, but I am tired, so I'm gonna take a break and continue this tomorrow. But this is what it's looking like. That's it. So here are the some of the bolts from the kit that I'm not going to use in this particular one. So like, for example, these are for the shock mounts and stuff like that. And these are all for the diff. And here are all the components that came out of the car. So the lower arms, the old knuckles, hubs, bearings, left and right, upper arm controls. So yeah, my back hurts, but we're getting there. So we're going to take a break and pick this up tomorrow. Peace. All right, we're back. So we wrapped up the rear suspension. Here we are. This side's done.
Someone was detected at
We got the new hardware in. Everything's torqued down.
At the driveway.
And we still got to install this on the other side knuckle. But for now, we have moved to the front of the car. We're installing the new ball joints. Here's the old one. I just took it out. It's actually pretty easy to take out. It looks a little gnarly. But yeah, it's actually not as bad in condition as some of the other stuff I've taken off. So these may have been replaced at some point. But we're putting new ones in. So we are in the middle of that right now. I am running into a little bit of an issue because my bolt joint removal tool is not wide enough to fit this knuckle here. Basically, the opening is not wide enough, so I'm gonna see if I can figure something out because I need to get this one out. I also have this one. If I can't get it out, it actually doesn't look like it's in too bad of a shape. The boot looks good, so we might have to wait for another time to do this one, but we're gonna try. Um, and while we're here, we're inspecting some of the other ones. So our steering um, joint looks pretty good, actually. This is just because it's iron. It just looks dirty and crusty, but it actually works pretty well. It's working really well. But anyways, we're gonna finish this up, mount that guy up, and then see if we can get this out, and then do the other side. All right, let's keep going. Also, we did finish this side of the ball joints. Here are the old ones. So this is the steering connector. Let's see if we can show you underneath how we set it all up. So here we are. So there's the new ball joint right there with new hardware from SR AutoWorks. And here's the other one with new hardware as well. This is something that's not talked about a lot, but on Skylines, if you have coilovers like I do and the cars drop, the geometry gets out of whack, especially for this control arm. So something that you have to run is this separator. The spacer basically sets it up so that when you are lowered, you have the right geometry for the lower control arm, this guy, which is important because that helps with bump steering and stuff like that too. It looks so clean. Let's keep going. All right, we're back. We got both front knuckles, sorry, not knuckles, the ball joints upgraded. We did the rear end as well. Everything's in. We're ready to go. And while we were doing this, you might notice that we're bleeding the brakes right now. And that is because we had something deliver that is really awesome that came in. We've been waiting for our big brake kit. These are the Endless HKS branded Racing 6 370 millimeter brake kit. And yeah, so these showed up. Super excited to install these. We're in the middle of it. And so we got the other side installed already. It's been somewhat of the challenge for 33, so it's not too bad. They look super amazing. Definitely something that's going to make the car stand out even more. They're very unique. Everyone runs R35 brakes. I think these are a little more special. And yeah, I think it's going to wrap up and add to the car significantly. So this side's already installed. We got the braided lines connected. Everything's in. I just got to torque down these bolts. And then we'll continue to do the ones around the car. But just as a recap, we were able to get all new ball joints in the front. And then the entire rear suspension arms are basically done. But now the coolest part is we get to install these HKS brakes. So let's keep at it. All right, we're back. We got all the brakes in. We gotta torque these front nut. I need the power of the brakes in order to hold the rotor so I can actually get it to the torque spec that I needed. So we're about to bleed. This is a two-man operation. It's way simpler with two people. I'm waiting for my friend to stop by to help me. But while we wait, we wanted to do a quick look at where things landed. So the entire rear is basically overhauled from a suspension perspective, knuckles, bearings as well. We got the brakes installed. Everything's good. The rears are torqued on the center hub nut. The fronts, I need to. I need the brakes to bite so they don't spin. But yeah, so this is how they look. These are super sexy looking brakes. Uh, they're gonna. I was worried about the silver on silver, but I think that actually looks really good. So engine's looking amazing too. So I'm excited to try this out. We will have to get a quick. Um, we will have to get an alignment because I did my best to try to match the length of things where they were, but I don't need an alignment for sure. So super excited to have these on. We were waiting for a long time. So yeah, car is gonna be awesome. Next thing after this is I want to see if I can figure out a way. Well, it's not a way. It's just that I haven't had the time. But we need to install this bad guy here. Got to get it painted. But yeah. So next thing, we bleed the brakes, and then we take it out for a spin. All right, we're done with the car. Quick outro here. Brakes look really good. Things are looking amazing. I still got to bleed it a little bit more. I still have some air in the lines. So, but that's the nature of doing brake jobs. Try it, test it, and if there's still air, come back and you do it again. Suspension feels good. We just bedded the brake pads. You can see the blue. That blue finish that was there is now gone. Put some heat on them, but we gotta bleed it a little bit more because the pedal is still somewhat spongy. But that's the nature of it. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. I hope you're enjoying the content. Let me know what you guys think of the car. It's a great look and a great way to start the new year. Cheers.